Right, welcome back. Last time he won a few wars, conquered more of the coastline of Madagascar and got Marina as a vassal, as well as recovered Pate from Ajuran, and lost one war. You can see the side effects right here. Yeah, it's gonna be a while before I can build up the power in order to take down Mundu. Sure, I've got stronger Miltech, but yeah. However, I did also manage to get to the point where I can start inventing commercialization. And I no longer have issues when it comes... I no longer have a penalty to urban production due to bad urban governance law. So, yeah, I'm getting tax income from the burgers too. I'll probably stick with Commerce Law 8 for the time being. It's enough to get commercialization started once the game calculates that, hey, I'm inventing that now. I've also got most of the Bureaucracy ideas done too, so... I'm gonna say the last one for later. Because for right now, I'm going to be rather busy trying to get things going. But yeah, the recent reforms means I'm at minimum stability and literally a minimum legitimacy. Yes, I have 0 legitimacy. Doesn't help that I've been going through a regular succession of rulers, so... over and over again. I'm in need of... At the very least, I am slowly getting the coastal provinces converted to Sunni, so that is helping with religious unity issues. But that's going to be taking its sweet, sweet time. There we go. Score everything, and we are good. And yes, everything, because there are 3 states in Madagascar. You've got the coast facing Africa, the coast facing away from Africa, and the inland. There's a few provinces that are uncolonized, but they're trading post provinces, which means I would need expeditions in order to get to them. Oh. Excellent timing, you. Oh, that would be a really good late game general. Early game, though, fire is next to useless. I have to wait until 1500 before it becomes anywhere close to reasonably useful to have a lot of fire. Again? It was just over 20! I am ruling with advisors, which is annoying because it keeps doing that. Although, to be honest, I do have the money, so... Usually flip that. Oh, you can only promote an advisor once? Oh, that's dumb. It's no longer taken in January, it takes some. It's just that it feels like it sometimes. Alright, okay. I've been definitely working towards increasing my state reach. Okay, so the chiefs and the metropolitans both recently had boosted influence. Let's go continue expanding the bureaucracy. Let's see, reduce tributes, that's a cheap way to do it. Sure, I get most of my money off of tributes, but I don't need most of my money. The old ways, and apparently I've already maxed out in a couple locations, so... expand our authority. Strategic marriage. Okay, promote the bureaucrat faction. It's gonna cost me stability, but I've got 24 influence and more than 15%. Excellent. I can start working on stuff. Right, so first things first, mandate the testing of new officials. This will increase admin costs, but it will reduce provincial and state corruption. And the cost of a temporary increase of corruption. Or I can reform the farm. No, I don't need to. I can do both. I only need diplo points for informal tests. For civil examinations 1 to be precise. Right, and the other one is to reform the farm. Go from informal farm to formal contracts. This increases base welfare and my share of the tax revenue, and reduces provincial corruption. The elites aren't going to like this, and this is going to affect my stability. It will heavily increase provincial corruption. It's maxed out in a lot of provinces now. Yeesh. Okay, donate to the church. I don't need to deal with the burghers. They're maxed out loyalty as it is. Pretty close to maxed out, so... As for you, I have too low legitimacy to even try that. Yield concessions to ancient liberties. Arrange strategic marriage. Okay, I can pass another reform. Well, I can revoke some privileges again. I need to continue working on lowering autonomy. So, enforce rule governance. There we go. Now, earn that loyalty back by promoting the lesser nobility, which will eat away at my prestige, but I'm fine with that. And overlook tenant abuse. Oh boy, my stability. Right, full grain provision. There we go. Huh, okay. So, I finished the conquest of Madagascar. Marina is actually being a bit of a pain to keep under control. So, in order to help with that, I'm going to annex Malindi. Yeah, Marina has a lot of development. And the fact that my rulers are not particularly competent when it comes to personality. Current ruler is selfish and malevolent. Oh yeah, the previous ruler died at around 22, so I had to deal with about 10 years of regency in between. At least the regent had good legitimacy. And the heir is a drunkard. Oh, and his claim is 0.92. Not 92. Legitimacy. 0.92 legitimacy. I am stuck on low legitimacy because apparently heirs, when they're generated, cannot have more of a claim than the current legitimacy of the current ruler. So, yeah. I've also gotten a lot of discovery thanks to adjacency to, I guess, other Muslim countries. Spread of discovery, so I know most of the map of the old world now. I don't know anything about the Central Congo, but hardly anyone ever knows about this stuff. It's a bit of a mystery. And I don't know anything about the far north, but I can tell you that Russia already formed, which is a bit scary. Yeah, they formed around, you know, less than 100 years after the start of the game. France is also pretty centralized to a surprising degree. They've managed to integrate most of their subjects. Also fairly scary. Portugal's mostly gone, which is a bit silly. Like, I think England even managed to take those provinces. Either that or Aragon, I'm not sure. Color's a bit too far away for me to tell easily. Yeah. Rwanda's scary. They've got 32,000 troops and possibly more troop potential than Lundu. At the very least, the only good thing is that Lundu hates Rwanda. So, there is something of an enemy to be had here. So I might be able to prove, well, probably not. There's just so much to it, but things are happening. Yeah. Looks like Owl's disappearing from the map. Getting an alliance with the Mamluks would be great, but that's not likely to occur. Honestly, there isn't anyone, not even the Ottomans have more troops than London. That just goes to show the sheer amount of troop count the tribals can give you. If you allow them to do what they want. Wait, does the CE actually tell you now how... Yeah, okay, so the CE tells you how much monthly autonomy change you get. Cool. Yeah, I've continued working on the infrastructure somewhat. Thankfully, the amenities infrastructure in Kilwa finally reached rank 3, so I can finally get some population growth going again. Up until they hit 80k, it's problems again. Yay! Yeah, I'm getting a lot of immigration though, which is extremely helpful. Most of it's coming from Marina, so I'm siphoning away their population, though not as quickly as it's appearing. And not all the population's going to, well, the mainland. Some of it's going to Madagascar, coastal provinces. Which is nice, it's not great, but at least it gives something for the provinces to do. Although I'm still dealing with issues of not enough population in certain areas. Actually, my entire country's dealing with that. I figure Marina's dealing with it less than I am, but they still have issues where not everyone's they don't have enough population for full employment of the industries in the province. So, again, not enough population. Now, certain areas have too much population, where they're going to need investment if they want to... Yeah. What the heck? Look at the needs of the nobles in this province. They have 2,000% fulfillment of their comfort and luxury needs. The clergy are even more ridiculous. 3,000% comfort needs, 2,500% luxury needs. What? Yeah, okay, that's weird. The burghers in my capital province have 11,000%. Is it even... Okay, it's about the same in Zanzibar. At least for the nobles. The burghers too. The burghers are a bit more ridiculous in Kilwa, I think. Oh good lord, the amount of luxury fulfillment. Do I have... Okay, I should set up a luxury industry somewhere. Probably in the capital. Okay, open up a new slot. Luxury goods are not something that I actually produce, so getting that started is probably a good idea. Luxury cloth. Because carpet requires MENA or Central Asia, China ware is East Asia or Vietnam, and silk is East Asia, Central Asia, Vietnam, Assam, or Cochin China. So I have to go with luxury cloth, which is slightly less efficient than the other options. Tech, I've actually been forced to go up admin tech in order to keep Marina under control. As I said, I am integrating Malindi for good reason. And that process has stopped for temporarily because I've run out of Diplo points. I've also focused mill points because I do plan on grabbing a military idea group next. Probably naval. Because if all else fails and I lose to Lundu enough, I can escape to Madagascar entirely and stay here. Although at that point I would definitely have to integrate Marina. At the very least that allows me to unlock the full population potential of Madagascar. For right now though, I'm perfectly fine getting Madagascar and migrants inside of the capital province in order to try and fulfill all these needs. I only have 50% of the rural population needed for all the rural infrastructure here. At the very least, the population's increasing by about 1% every year. Or is that every month? Probably every year. Which isn't enough, but at least it's helpful, and the urban population is growing faster. Percentage-wise. In absolute quantity, less, but still. There's not much else to say other than I absolutely hate my rulers. And I am slowly obtaining commercialization within Zanzibar and Mizizima. Mizizima is especially slow. Expected time is about 15:30. However, Zanzibar, next session. It's absolutely a next session one. I just don't know if I actually have enough. Okay, so total Swahili development is 17.6 after local autonomy. Zanzibar counts as 3, so because of how ridiculously high my autonomy is, it maxes out at 1% of its actual value at 100% autonomy. Maybe not. 0.03. Oh, jeez. That's at 99.8% autonomy. And Madagascar, it goes to 1 if it can't go any lower. Yeah, 0. 100% autonomy. I do not have anything better than 100% in Madagascar. Outside of Mahayanga. Mahayanga doesn't have that issue. That's because I finally managed to get rank 1 Harborage there. It took a while, but it's there now. Yeah, okay, so the other thing I should do is now start working on harborage infrastructure inside the capital. Getting it to rank 3 will help. And I can afford just about any bit of infrastructure. It's really not an issue. Well, at least not when it comes to monetary cost. Labor cost is the actual issue. I just don't have enough population. They don't build. It's difficult getting the people to come and actually work on building the infrastructure. And I'm getting so much money off of tribute that I'm just... my development's skyrocketing. Way too quickly. I'm over-investing everywhere. Which leads to inflated wages. Which actually leads to even more consumption, which means, yeah, the industries are still doing pretty effectively. There's a massive amount of monetary flow going on. A huge amount of velocity of money. I don't need the grain though. Everything's wages are just too high for that to be a necessity. I produce enough food overall. It's kind of close, but I definitely produce enough. Certain provinces are just better than others for that. This province isn't getting any immigration, so it looks like, yeah, okay. Yeah. I'll do that later. I have not been able to increase force limit. It's still pretty bad. I would have to focus more on clan hosts. I do have a bit of low noble levies, but it's in the capital, and cost increased by up to 5 times by tribal loyalty and local autonomy. So I'm trying to work on lowering autonomy, but I can only get so far with lack of stability and legitimacy. However, increasing state reach is helping somewhat. And lowering the power of the tribes is incredibly important for this, since they're always the worst ones when it comes to autonomy. Thing is, the chiefs are still the most influential. Okay, they won't be for a while, but that's temporary. Like, the resting point for autonomy in my best province is at best 70%. It's real bad. But hey, I managed to get reforms through, so that at least is a good start. The bureaucracy is still going to have issues, but I can at least work towards keeping corruption down. So, but yeah, I've definitely gone on long enough. I'll see you again next time. Until then, bye.